It's finally here. At least one of them.
What is up, Insomniacs? Midnight Sun 518 here with another upgrade video for Sasha, my 2017 Tacoma TRD Pro. Today we have ourselves Heretic Studios lights. Don't mind the fog lights. Check it out. I got the BA4 pod lights. I guess they're pods. I don't know. It's 4 LEDs and they are a 4-inch light bar and they fit perfectly in my body armor wings. Yeah, really cool. So these things are sick. Install is not hard. It does take a little bit of modifying on your own to make it work with the SwitchPros because they provide a switch. The company provides a little button switch and they expect you to like run the wire, drill a hole. I'm not gonna do that. That's why I have the SwitchPros. So I'll show you how to get all that stuff installed and super easy. Took me, I don't know, because it's my first time running any sort of light wiring, it took me about an hour and a half, but next time it'll go so much faster. So anyways, let's get right into it. Cannot begin to tell you how excited I am for this package right here. I have been waiting for lights from Heretic Studios for a very long time. These ones came before the ones that I ordered back in November, but it's probably something to that. And look, we got a sticker. It's so cool. And we got the thing that tells me my address, and we got, bam! Oh my God, look at them. Holy crap, they're gorgeous. Some mounting hardware. Oh my God, they're so pretty. And then here we have, I guess, the cables for them. I'm pretty sure I ordered the wiring harnesses too to go with it. Wow, how do I get this out? Oh my God, look at this. These are insane. It's so heavy. By like heavy, I mean it's not at all. It's made out of aluminum, but it's heavier than I would expect for this. Look at that freaking heat sink. Wow. This is crazy cool. Yeah, as you can see, it's got the center mount bracket right there. These are the 4-inch or the BA4. I don't know what BA means, but whatever. Heretic Studios amber LEDs. It's not the LEDs themselves aren't amber. It's just the plastic cover in the front, which you can actually change out with a clear one if you'd like. And I believe these are the combo. So you can see on the left, I want to say that's more of a spot, and the right is a flood. I don't know exactly, but man, it's so pretty. Check that out. That's the opposite in here. But yeah, so we got the two BA4 lights. I don't really know entirely what this is for yet. I mean, obviously it's the opposite side of the plug for this guy, but we have this beefy bag of wires. And this is the wiring harness for the both of them. So we're gonna crack into this and figure out how the hell I'm supposed to install these onto the truck. Honestly, this whole conglomeration isn't gonna be too bad. So they included a little wiring guide here. And the relay in the bag, I thought I was gonna have to like wire or plug connectors into the relay, but they've done everything for you if you order the wiring harness, right? So this will plug directly into the relay. You have your ground cable, obviously. And then the white and yellow cables are both gonna be the power cables, the 12-volt positive, right? And so the white is what's going to the loads themselves, and the yellow is what's going to the power of the relay. And then of course you have your inline fuses. These 3 cables right here, oh my God, if I can get them. These 3 cables right here are what are going to power the light switch, right, to turn them on and off. The black is the ground. The white is the 12-volt supply. The green goes to the relay. They hook onto each of the different points of the switch there. Since I'm gonna be using the SwitchPros, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to cut these and then crimp the little circular lugs or whatever you call them on there, so I can screw them into their respective spots. And then of course you have the actual plugs themselves that are gonna go into the lights, so we don't even need those extra ones. But yeah, so let's go out and start plugging stuff in. It's crazy because Heretic lights are machined out of a solid block of aluminum, which means that when they mold or form or melt the aluminum down and they make it into this block, right, all of the molecules of the aluminum are going to be aligned in a certain way. I don't know, material properties. So machining a singular piece means that I guess the molecules of the aluminum are able to transfer heat or energy to each other much more easily, I guess, or much more efficiently than if you were to have like a plate next to a plate next to a plate that were all, you know, in different directions of alignment for the molecules. So the reason I went with Heretic is because of that kind of superior heat displacement performance that they have. Also, I mean, they look super pretty. So that was also another reason, is because they look so good. Oh my God, and I love their logo painted onto the front here, or like superimposed. It's raised. Hi. But yeah, so we're gonna get out to the truck and start working on the install. So to start out with, guys, I've got myself a 7/16 wrench, and I'm just gonna go into the side here and loosen up this bolt right here, just so that this can slide a little bit more freely. So that way when I get it mounted into the truck, I'll be able to adjust it. So I'll do that for both. And all the bolts and stuff, I'm going to leave that's a little bit loose, very loose for now, just because I want to be able to adjust it as need be while it's in the truck after we put all the wire in there. So we have this included screw kit right here. I'm hoping that these are also 7/16. They are indeed 7/16. So it looks like, oh, these are really cool. So these screws are awesome because they have the little square whatever built into them, which makes it very convenient when we install this into the truck. So we'll be able to slide this in here, and this square will keep the screw from rotating, so we don't have to have a wrench on this side. So we can poke it through the mount on the bumper itself, and then we can stick our flat washer and then our lock nut on the other side and literally just tighten it down. So let's hop over to the truck and see what we're dealing with. I bought the combo spot and flood, right? So you have to pay attention when you're looking at your lights on where the spot and where the flood portion is. And so the right here, where these like mirrored kind of pieces are, I believe that is going to be the spot light, because it's more of a focused directional light amount. And then the left, which is just open, is going to be your flood. So this I'm actually going to mount on the passenger side of the truck. The other one will be on the driver's side. That way the spot portion of the light is facing more forward, and the flood will be more outer edge, kind of, is the thinking. So I haven't even put in a screw yet, but I will say you can indeed get this light in without removing any of the bumper. So I'll bring it up under the tire here, and you can bring it from up above the bumper. Here is the factory fog light housing, right? And there's actually quite the open hole slot right here that you'll be able to kind of wiggle it down through without actually hurting the light. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this screwed down onto the actual base mount and then tightened up. And once again, you have your flat washer, which will go underneath along with your 7/16 lock nut, and you should be able to access that through, yeah, you can go right through this hole right here, or you can come from the other side. I may end up coming from the other side because I'll have a little bit more room to work with the wrench. So let me pop that on real quick. Well, that took an incredible amount of finesse right there, but we got it. Oh man, it does not want to slide. So obviously I have it very loose in here because we want to be able to point however these lights are going to go once they're fully wired up and installed. So I ended up having to use my fingers in this tiny little triangular hole right here to get the flat washer and the nut on there, and that took quite a few tries, as you already kind of saw. But yeah, so the left side's on. I'm gonna get the right thrown on, and then we're gonna start running some wires. Oh yeah, and I took off the grill because I dropped a washer and had to go in and get it. So we got both sides in, and I don't have them like aimed or anything, obviously, because we'll get that done at the end. So next I'm gonna run the wires. We've got this whole wire bundle set up here, right? These two on the end are obviously, these are gonna be your your plugs for the actual lights themselves. And then the rest of it, we're just gonna run up into the engine bay, and then we'll work on it from there. You have this relay. This little spot right here can be mounted literally anywhere within the engine bay that you so choose. I haven't picked the spot yet that I want to put it in. They do include a little, just like a machine screw that you can screw in or whatever, but I'm going to see if I can't place it on an existing bolt. Either way, this relay is going to get plugged in right here to this wiring kit, and there's only one way to plug it in, which is just like that. If I can get it. Let's say I don't want that going out. Yeah, so we got the relay in there. Big things for wiring. All right, so we already have these two cables right here are running to the actual lights themselves, so they are plugged in right now. This is going to be a grounding wire, and of course you have the grounding wire itself running from the supply cables that go to whatever your power switch is. And for this install, at least the first part, so I can make sure the lights are working and I can direct them and all that sort of stuff, I'm going to hook up the included switch that was with the kit, right? That way I can just test it, make sure everything works. And then from there, I'll figure out which connectors I need to put on the SwitchPros itself in order to make it hook up to that. I'm gonna just keep everything on the same ground here, right? So I'll use this one right here that I have my ground for the SwitchPros running. If you want, because I do have this like power station and that kind of stuff and all that. So I could totally hook it up to the bus bar in order to ground it out, but that's fine. Then we're gonna be hooking up the yellow and the white cables right here, both the ones with fuses. These are going to be the power cables for the actual thing itself. So the white is going to be the power running to the switch, and the yellow is going to be the power running to the relay. So eventually, I believe that these are what I'm going to have to hook up to the SwitchPros. However, for now, I'm going to hook them up to the positive lead of the battery, or the positive side of the battery, and then we will go from there. So I know it's loud because the engine's running. I ended up running both of the power cables to this back portion of the power tray, whatever this fuse panel assembly is. I tried running it off of these, but for some reason it wasn't getting power, so I put it straight off of that, which is directly off of the battery through one of these cables, right? And of course we got the ground hooked up, we got the relay plugged in, got the switch plugged in. Once again, this will be going to the SwitchPros. I just wanted to test it and be able to point the lights and stuff. So there's a brass look-in plug, that's going to be your ground. And then you have your load, which is the center green one, and your power is going to be opposite of the brass. So, moment of truth. Damn, check it out. They're on. Heck yeah, obviously not pointed at all. Sweet. So now I'm going to spend like a lot of time just kind of directing and pointing these things into a good spot. I think those are pretty well aimed. They're pretty even height. I may have to adjust that one to point either up a little bit, or I'll adjust this one to point down. But yeah, they look sick though on the truck. That's awesome. All right, I'm gonna kill the power to the truck, and then I'm gonna have to recrimp the connectors for this guy right here, just so that I can have the little circle one, so I can hook it up to the SwitchPros. And I gotta figure out which cables are gonna go where. Obviously the ground is gonna go to the ground, and I don't know if both the supply and the load are gonna have to get hooked up to the same contact in the SwitchPros. I'm gonna play around with it. I'm gonna do some cable management, get this all tucked in and pretty, and I'll put the front end of the car back together, and then I'll show you guys what I did and how it works.
No girl, I'm gonna cry in a pillow. If she takes me, I'll slide on a villa. Pick her up.
Alrighty guys, moment of truth. So they're off. SwitchPros just powered up. I'm gonna hit my dust light button. Damn! It works! Fuck yeah, my dude! Oh, it's so sick. It's controlled right here. So I actually found out that these four right here are my what, 15 amp or whatever it is pull switches, and these are the 30s. So these are the big ones, these are the small ones. Originally I had my dust lights over here because I thought all the small ones were up top. And I pressed this and it didn't do anything. I was like, what the hell? Then I hit that because I had it in the 3rd slot, right? So it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, you know what I mean? But yeah, so it's all good. It works. Hell yeah, let me show you what I did. So here we are back under the hood. I didn't have a good place to put the relay, so I just screwed it onto this like support bracket for the relay and fuse panel like box. I'd like to see if they have an extra like relay mounting system. Like just literally all you need is an L bracket, right? With multiple like screw terminals. Doesn't need to be there for grounds or anything, just so that you can line your relays up. So I think I'm gonna look into that. But yeah, so I got the relay there. I got the cables just kind of bundled up and shoved in the corner here. And then as you saw, I ran, or I had to cut the black, white, and green wires that are the power to go to the actual lights themselves. And so I cut those shorter just so that I wouldn't have all this extra cable in here. And then I ran them through here. I put the sleeve back over it, ran it through here. And then I have them popping out right up in the middle of the SwitchPros here, as you saw. And I've got the black wire, the ground going right there. And I've got both the white and the green wires, all of which I recrimped and I set right here on this terminal. And of course, like I said, the power for the relay and the actual switch, the other white wire, is going onto the battery terminal running to this portion of the switch, or of the power tray. But yeah, so that's it all wired up and connected, and it works. Oh, they look so good. Pretty soon we'll be getting that 20-inch light bar in the front. It's also going to be amber from Heretic, and then I'm going to get my 2 ditch lights, which you already see the ditch lights mount, or ditch light mounts right there. So that will those 3 will probably be in the same video. Maybe, I don't really know how I'm gonna do that yet. I was gonna do all the lights in the same video, but because all the wiring and stuff I had to do for this one, I'm gonna do it just the one for these 2. But here we are driving down the road. Turn my high beams off, and I'll turn my fog lights off. Get around this bend here, and we're gonna turn on our dust lights. There they are. So they have a pretty decent spread. I'm thinking that the left one is gonna need to come up ever so slightly. And then on top of that, I may actually move the left one to face a little bit more forward, because as I'm driving, you know, just from my perspective being on the left side of the car, I want to be able to see I guess a little bit more on my left side, because the A pillar, from my point of view, if I pull you a little more backwards, covers a lot of that view that the light is kind of throwing. Now I'm going to wait until I get the 20-inch light bar in the front, as well as my pod lights that are going to be sitting up on the hood. And once I have my full light spread, I'll be able to figure out whether or not I need to do that, because it might just be enough. Then if I throw in the fog lights, there goes a little bit more in the front of the car that you can see, and then of course the high beams, which also turn off the fog lights, and the amber still comes through amazingly. So I'm loving these things. They're very pretty. The color is awesome. And I'm very excited to be able to get some trail use out of this thing. One of these days, once I have the full spread on the front, I will get some filmage, because this road right here gets a lot of fog, as you may or may not have seen on the camera. So we'll be able to see how well that amber is going to cut through the fog over the white of the headlights. But yeah, there it is. Friggin' so cool. Man, they look amazing. So once we get out in the dark, I will show you what they look like. Unless I've already done that in the video, in which case, hey, that's what they look like. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed. This is not a difficult install. It's a little finicky trying to get that screw in there, but you can do it without removing the bumper. Would it be easier to take the bumper off? For the purpose of putting the lights on the truck, yes. But then you got to go through all the effort of taking the bumper off. So it's kind of a, you gotta pick your battles. But anyways, yeah, so there it is. It's installed. It's not too hard. I did use their wiring kit, which I'd had to do a little modification on, as you saw. However, you know, if you want to just go out and buy your own wires and all that sort of stuff, you can build that on your own. I think that was like 40, 50 bucks, something like that, which is honestly a lot, but I don't care because I didn't have to make it. Anyways, yeah, so if you guys have any questions on these, please drop a comment or whatever down in the description and I'll answer what I can. If not, Heretic Studios is awesome. They have an awesome like customer service group. Hope you guys have enjoyed. And I'll see you on the next time when we're getting some other lights in. Midnight Sun out.